So, very welcome to this evening's call with the Swiss team and our special guest, Aana Camp. And as always, we want to start with a quick check-in. What do you feel like saying, Annick?
Oh, fantastic. I had a wonderful day, great sunshine, just fantastic.
Fantastic, cool. And how about you, Christian? What do you feel like saying?
I'm feeling great as well. Came just back picking up my children from sport, and now I'm here just in time.
Cool. Thank you for being here. Aana, what do you feel like saying?
Oh my goodness, it's a beautiful morning in Southern California. Spring is in the air, and I can't think of a better way to start my day than with you.
Fantastic. That sounds fabulous.
It is fabulous.
Thank you. And what do I feel like saying? I'm really happy after the last weekend, after the Super Regional, and I'm sure that we will have some time to talk about that. I have prepared some interview questions for Aana, and I asked the people to send in some questions, and I tried to take out the most interesting ones. And if it's okay, Aana, for you, can I go ahead and ask you the first question?
That would be great.
Cool, thank you. So we are 44 days away from the opening in Switzerland. What are the most important things every brand partner should do now, from your experience?
Oh, you know what? I think that's probably the most important question you could ask, because this is a very special time. Switzerland has not had really the opportunity to have a seamless experience, one that Nerium really is capable of giving you as business owners. And I'm very excited for the future of Switzerland and having everything be seamless. But the best thing you could do right now is get ready, because once we actually open, it will be very easy to sign people up. The shipping will work properly, and you'll be able to be in massive action in building your team. But preparation for that is the most important, because now is the time to really be doing your 2 a day. Now is the time to really try to get to your local events, to create the local events, to get people interested in what you're doing. You know, now's the time, because in 44 days, most of us look back and think, why was I not doing more before we opened? So promoting, going to each event, having an event, promoting the event, bringing guests to the events. We do something here that's been very effective, which is the 100 text challenge. So we all have busy lives. We all have a lot going on. We have children, we have work and other responsibilities besides Nerium. So I always say your calendar is your boss. And so in order to fill the calendar with your Nerium business, your 2 a day activity, you can do that very simply with texting, and it takes no time at all. So I always challenge people to send 100 text messages. Maybe send 10 today and 10 tomorrow and 10 the next day, but use those text messages to create activity on your calendar around your busy life. That way, when you get up in the morning, that way when you go to do the things that you have to do throughout the day, you know where you can put your Nerium business into the cracks and crevices. And the text messages are, love to catch up with you. Tea this week, ? When's a good time for you? It might be, haven't seen you in ages, dying to hear about your summer plans. When can we have a phone call this week? So it's really just asking a simple question to get an appointment for a call, an appointment for a Zoom, an appointment to bring them to a market party. And so that's really effective. And just setting a mini goal each day, planning that before you go to bed the night before, so that this seems very simple around your life. So just a simple goal. I'm going to talk to one person tomorrow. I'm going to pick up a sample tomorrow. I'm going to drop a sample off tomorrow. What are those little goals that you're going to accomplish? Because it's thousands of steps to get to the goal. Little steps, just little steps. So that's what I would say. Just all the action to get people interested, because if you have a whole bunch of people in your funnel, when we open, you'll be going very fast, getting people excited to order the product and also join your business. That was a long answer.
That was a very comprehensive answer, and I think everybody has learned something, and I just can confirm that the texting works extremely well. And the less you say, the more response you get. Just be curious and make people curious about what it is you want to talk with them. So my next question would be, it's maybe not even a question, or we just came back from the super regional meeting in Munich, and Christian and Marco both were there, and Deborah Heiss shared some information, some very important information with us, and I think I would not want to miss that. And you, from your experience, why do you think it's so important that brand partners should attend all company events?
Well, one of the most important things I think that you have to have in this business is belief. You have to believe in what you're doing. And when you go to the corporate events, it really intensifies your belief in what the company's doing. You get firsthand information, which is vitally important in running any business. If you think about it, if you owned a franchise, let's say, I would never own a McDonald's franchise, but let's say you owned a McDonald's franchise, you would want all the very important, pertinent information that's coming from McDonald's headquarters in order to be able to disseminate that to the people that are working for you. So even though your people in your business are not working for you, you're helping them build a business. And as a leader, if we don't have the information firsthand, how does that make us look as leaders? So not only does it build the belief, but it gives you the firsthand information. It's often said in our business that the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. If you go, your team will go. And it's a business of duplication. So you want your team to see you going as a leader, to see that it's important to you. Otherwise, they won't go. You get to meet company executives, right? Don't you want to know who's leading the business, who's leading your team, who's leading this company? You want to meet those executives. It's always great to have pictures of yourself with those executives. Meeting other brand partners that you can align with, that will really help you in your business, because the more brand partners you know, maybe you know a brand partner that's in a city, maybe in Munich, and you're in Zurich, or you're somewhere in Switzerland, and you can trust another brand partner to maybe meet with someone on your behalf. We use each other in this business a lot, but there's a lot of synergy in working together. So the more people you know that you can trust, the better for your business. So there's a lot of reasons, but all company events, I've never missed a company event. I took this very seriously from the beginning. Even if no one showed up with me, I still went, because I figured the better I got, the more I would be able to lead others. So I knew that in order to have a big team, I had to become big enough inside, and I had to learn and I had to grow. And so I've never missed any events. And I just highly recommend them. You walk away being so glad that you went. And sometimes we have to move our schedules around. We have children and family and work and all kinds of excuses, I call them. Life gets in the way, but they're so important and vital for your business. So great question. I heard it was a great event.
It was, and I think the ones who have been there, couldn't agree more with what you just said, and we have been blown away by the information. And I already made a summary for the team on Basecamp, so they can read the most important points that have been mentioned. But I think the most exciting thing was that Deborah has announced that all our points from May 5th until May 31st will be doubled. This means that for only 10,000 points, Nerium will invite a brand partner to Las Vegas. So, of course, I want to know, how can I make these 10,000 points in less than 4 weeks?
Yeah, exactly. I love that question because the first thing I think, and I have to tell you this from my heart, that is a huge promotion. That is such a gift. And the first thing I think when the company gives me a promotion is I think I want to give back to the company for giving that. I want to show the company that that was a good decision so that the company continues to put out more promotions. But the way that you do that really is massive action. It's a lot of action leads to momentum. A lot of momentum leads to an activity, leads to the 10,000 points, which leads to creating an income that now you can use to build your future. So it all really works together, but nothing happens if we don't do anything, right? But you also, if you work together as a team, if 3 or 4 of you say, listen, I'm going, are you going? And you work out, like just like when you go to the gym, if you have a workout partner, you'll go to the gym. But if you don't have a workout partner, you might make a reason why you don't need to go that day. Same with this. So I challenge you to challenge each other. You know, how many of you can go for free to come to the conference? I would love to have the chance to meet you in person. We've never met in person, and to see you and to be part of your future. And I would say it's all of the action that it takes, and most of that, or really all of that, begins with why. Because if we don't have a reason why we're doing this, you know, this is a big investment in your future, but you can't have the future that you want. The saying is always, in order to get something different, right, you have to do something different. And so I tell myself that every day, even 6 years later. If I want, how badly do I want this? And my why is very big. My why in the beginning was because I needed the money. But my why today is because I know how many people I can help and how many people whose lives this can impact. So why, you know, your why is very important. Why are you doing this? And I know each of you, I'm sure, is working at building a beautiful future, a secure future financially. I think that's what we all want, is that security. So your why, you're a lot of massive action, and right now you have a lot of energy because your country is about to open. So use that energy, right, to be ready for it to open.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we will have that again and again when it comes to promotions. That a lot of people think, oh, if I knew that this promotion was coming now, I would have done something differently 2 weeks before. So the promotion 2 for 2 has just ended end of April, and the takeoff promotion is still running until the end of May. What I'm interested in, over a long period of time, how is it possible that one can earn the bonuses from every promotion? What do you need to do to get there?
Well, the first thing is you have to decide. You have to decide that you want that promotion. You have to decide that you're going to do it. And so once you've decided, then it's being intentional. And in your success planner, you'll see our 10 core commitments. One of the 10 core commitments is 2 a day. Well, 2 a day is very easy to do, but it's very easy not to do. So it's the discipline of doing 2 a day, because if you talk to 2 new people today and you have to follow up with them a week from now, right? Because you're checking on the information or picking up a bottle, and tomorrow you start 2 more people, that compounds. So a week from now, you're talking to 4 people because you have 2 new people plus the 2 you're following up with. All this activity begins to compound very, very simply, and then very easily if you really stay focused on just that one small thing. That's the activity that fills your pipeline. And once you begin getting your pipeline full, and it's nice and full, you'll see that I call it dripping out of the funnel, because you have this big funnel full of your prospects and a small tube down the bottom, and little by little they begin to drip out. And I call it drip, flow, flood. but only if you're filling your pipeline very continuously and daily. And gosh, Hardy, that's such a great comment. That's so true, that how many of us, me included, how many of us have thought when there's a promotion that's given, we think, boy, I wish I would have talked to 10 more people, because I could have 3 or 4 people ready to order, ready to become a brand partner. And because I didn't, my pipeline wasn't full. It's the same with going to the conference. You'll go to the conference and you'll think, oh, why didn't I have more people here? Right? It's the same thing. So it really is so simple to do and so simple not to do. But those bonuses are easy to get. I make it my goal, even 6 years later, because if I'm not doing it, I can't teach someone else how to do it. If I'm not doing it, it's one thing for a leader to say, go do this. It's another thing for a leader to say, let's go do this together. And when you lead by example, then your team will follow you and your team will do the same. It's a business of duplication. So yes, definitely 2 a day. That was a good question. We have lots of promotions here.
Cool. We are looking forward to getting more, and now we know how to prepare for it. So there's this quote that says, luck is when a good opportunity meets preparation. So I think this is really true here. So why then is it so important, if we get all these promotions and everything is given, why from the company, why is it still so important as a brand partner has clear goals and commits to a certain time frame? Why do you think that plays a major role?
Well, they say that clarity produces energy. When your mind is clear on what you're doing, you have energy. So if your mind is cluttered with all kinds of things that you have to do, and you have little sticky notes all over the place, that's like your mind is full of all these sticky notes, I call it. And it's all that's my visual. And it's kind of clogged up in there. And so you don't feel like you have energy because you don't know what to do next. Setting these small, obtainable, measurable goals, because we win by winning, right? We learn by winning. I'm not a believer that we learn by losing. I'm not a believer that we win from our mistakes. I'm a believer that we win by winning. And so setting small goals for yourself. I want to get better at getting a little bit of exercise every day. I want to get better at being intentional about spending time with my husband. I want to get better about being really good at 2 a day, right? I want to get better. When we set these little goals and we obtain them, we're excited, right? And so when we're excited, we want to do it again. And I think that's one of the most important things with a new brand partner, is to set small goals that are obtainable, because it creates a positive expectation in them. I know you can do it. And when they do it, the recognition for doing that is so important, because don't we all want to be cared for, loved, and feel like we're important and we've done something good. So one of the biggest things that I teach on is planning the day before the day begins every night. Because if I know where I'm going to put Nerium into my cracks and crevices, that's my little goal for the day, my goals for the day. I might have a goal for the week. By the end of the week, I want to have prospected X amount of new people, or I just want to get better at picking up the bottle because I keep forgetting to pick up the bottle and I'm losing bottles. It's just the little things that matter and that are important. And if it's important in setting, when we're talking about goal setting, is, plan to be here a year from now. There's no profession, there's no business that got good overnight. I love this. Actually, I got this from you, Hardy. Everyone wants overnight success, but nobody wants to be treated by an overnight doctor. I love that. It was my quote of the day, and I appreciate that. I always learn something from you. but it's so true. And we sometimes think that it's just going to come for no reason. This is not a get rich quick, but it is get rich or make a lot of money for your future, if that's what you want here. And you can do it, but it takes activity and it takes the commitment. So one of our 10 core commitments is be here a year from now. And then a year from now, say, be here a year from now. Because it takes time. You have to give time, and you have to practice. It takes practice to get good at this. So don't listen to the people out there that tell you, that drag you down and tell you that for some reason something doesn't work or it's not going to work or anything else. Because if you buy their opinion, you buy their lifestyle. So just tell them, you know what, talk to me a year from now, and then we'll see how we're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. That's great advice. That's really great advice. And of course, now we are looking forward to the opening, and we want to accelerate our business. And we often hear that we want to accelerate our business, that we should go back to the basics. Maybe you can share your experiences with us. Why are people telling us go back to the basics if you want to accelerate your business?
Well, it's because the basics really are our system of Nerium, and the basics are what anybody can do. So this business is designed for very busy people. I started this business with only 30 minutes a day. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I didn't have time to invest in this business, but I knew I wanted something different. I love when someone says to me, well, I don't have time. I always say, oh my gosh, great. Because this is designed for people like us who don't have time. That's what I love so much about this. If I could show you a way in just a few minutes a day, would you take a look at it? And the basics are what creates that for us, because in all that you do, remember, from the very first time that you approach somebody in this business, you're teaching them to do the business. So it's the basics and the simplicity that attracts people, not being an expert in every ingredient, because then people say, oh, I could never do what Aana does. She knows everything. But if I say, you know what, I'm not really sure. Hold on a second. Let me get Hardy on the phone, because he's really great at explaining it. If we do the basics and we do the system the way it's created, then we're showing people how simple it is. And they're thinking, oh, I could do that. That creates duplication. This business is all about duplication. Everything that I do, I'm very careful not to do it in a way that someone else can't do it. Just like if I was going to have people over at my home and have maybe a little wine and wrinkles get together, I wouldn't have a big ice sculpture, and I wouldn't create a big party atmosphere, and I wouldn't have gourmet food, right? I would make it simple because I want other people to think they can do it too. So it's really the basics of what we do every single day that really, and the basics are the 10 core commitments. That's what I love so much. It's so basic. I always say it's inside a box in your planner. Go take a look at it. But if you live inside that box of the basics of the 10 core commitments, you can live outside of the box for the rest of your life, if that's what you want. So yeah, it creates the duplication. That's the biggest reason.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. And who wouldn't want to live outside of the box? So I think we should listen to that again and again and again until we really do it. I think we all get it. The question is, do we also apply what we know?
Right.
So that brings me to the 7 steps to success, which is my last question for you for today. And what other important things did I forget to ask?
Oh my goodness. I think one of the key things and the most important things to do, it was the first thing that I did, because my sponsor was a very good sponsor, and he told me this is the first thing to do, and it was read The Slight Edge. Because in that book is really tools for all of life, not just your Nerium business. In the US, it's become required reading on a lot of college campuses for their athletic departments, because those the slight edge principle it's applicable in every area of life, because the easy thing to do is also easy not to do. But if you continue to do the thing that's easy not to do, right, you continue to compound that. So you compound good or bad throughout your life. And it's absolutely, I'm reminded of it every day when I think, well, there's something else I could do besides make that call, or any excuse that my brain has, I always remember that successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. And I'm always brought back to the principles of the slight edge. And our founder, and Jeff Olson, is brilliant. It's written very well, but I would highly suggest that every person reads that book, because it helps you with the foundation of your business and your thought process, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure this is the case, and I think like with every great book, every time you read it, you find something that you would swear that it was not in the book the last time you read it. Mm-hmm. So by going deeper and deeper, we also open our minds for new things, and we can suddenly see things that we couldn't see before. And yeah, that were the 7 questions for today. I really want to say thank you. But before we say goodbye, I also want to acknowledge Marco, because he was with us in Starnberg on the weekend. He did the presentation yesterday evening, and we talked about certain principles. And after the presentation, they signed up a new brand partner right away by just applying what they learned. And I think this is just great. And I love to see more examples like that, because it's easy to do, and it's also easy not to do. So mastering the mundane is really a core competency that we all have to learn, not only with Nerium, but in all our lives. So thank you very much for sharing your wisdom. And I'm very, very happy that you offered to come on our calls once a month. And I think everybody will appreciate that and learn from you. So the video will be on my YouTube channel from tomorrow morning on, so that everybody who did not make it this evening can have a look at it, or they can share it with new brand partners, so they can share the excitement with us. It's 44 days to the opening, and it's another 3 weeks then to Las Vegas. So there is everybody who really commits and decides to go there, I think can do it. And at least I know from your side, it's true as well, from my side as well, we do whatever it takes to help the people get there if they really want it. If this is what they want, I will do everything which is in my possibilities to support them to get there, or to get whatever they want in this in this next 6 or 8 weeks. So yes, at the end of this call, I would like to invite everybody for short checkout and listen to what they feel like saying at the end of this call. So what do you feel like saying, Annick, at the end of the call?
Thank you, and gratefulness. You and Aana, you're giving tremendous support. I really appreciate, because I really don't have much time, but we always get mails, we always get calls, you always give us inputs to, continue, go on, and just keep filling the funnel.
Cool. Thank you. Marco,
Thank you.
How about you? What do you feel like saying?
He's on mute.
He is on mute. Marco, I'll try to unmute you. I don't know why we have always problem with his mic. Let's see. Marco, can you unmute yourself, or what is here? I can't. Doesn't react. So silence is golden, I heard.
Okay. Hi, Aana. I thank you very much for your share with us your knowledge. It was very, very interesting. I learned a lot again. And yes.
So, Christian, are you still with us?
Yes, sure. I'm still
cool.
listening.
So what do you feel like saying?
Yes, thank you, Anna. It's really very interesting, and I'm looking forward. So I'm not out of this business. It's very new for us, for me and my wife. But I trust the system. I trust the company and you and what you're saying. Thank you very much for that. And yes, I'm looking forward to build up that business and help people, make people better.
Cool.
Very important for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. Anna, what do you feel like saying?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, Marco, congratulations. Great job. I always want to make sure and recognize you for your successes. And I especially want to thank you as well, Hardy, for your extraordinary leadership. It's wonderful to be aligned with people of your caliber, all of you on here today. And with this team, I'm excited for the day. And I really am invested in your future. And I want you all to know that. So if there's anything that I can do to help, it's important to me that you know that I'm here for you.
Thank you very much, Anna. And what I feel like saying is I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to work with all of you, to get the support from Anna, to learn from the people at Nerium. And I thought, I just can confirm that the little problems we had with all the deliveries at the beginning, that just, first of all, made the team stronger. And secondly, we learned to work with a lot of people at corporate that we otherwise would never have met before. And I'm even more confident than probably most of all the other leaders in Europe, because I've talked to Christy Klinger, the CEO. I have talked to Doug Allen. I talked with Deborah on the weekend. I work on a weekly basis with Dominic on the logistics. And it's just great to see how people really support each other, and everybody is doing their best to make it happen and to make everybody successful. And I've worked in many successful companies before, but I've never had that spirit. I've never seen it in everybody I met so far. And I'm really looking forward to meeting more of these wonderful people. And that's my commitment to the team, to our team. Whatever you need, let me know. If there is a way, we will find a way to do it. We will not do our best. We will do whatever it takes to get you there. So thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful week, and let me know your successes every day. You can't imagine how happy it makes me if you're successful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anna, and thank you to the team, and see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thanks.